So I just wanted to kind of give a little update as to what I'm doing right now. It's about 5:30 this morning and I haven't actually slept yet, but I figured that since I was awake I would go outside and try to take some pictures because it's just after sunrise and the light is really pretty right now. I'm sorry that there is noise around me. I am right on the side of the highway. I'm in my usual spot, but I'm on the other side from where I usually am. There are some really nice rocks and I thought it would be really nice to kind of sit on the edge of those rocks and kind of just try to like sit there and lay and kind of look like a mermaid or like a little like water nymph or something like that. So that's what I'm doing right now. I have my tripod currently set up on those rocks pointing down to the one that I want to sit on. Unfortunately, it is not the most flattering angle. However, I do plan on kind of laying down, so hopefully I will not look too awkward in my position, because sometimes shooting from an above angle can make your legs look really little and your head look really big and it looks really awkward. But yeah, that's kind of my plan of action right now. Just thought I'd kind of go out and have fun, try to make something of it. So this is kind of what my setup looks like right now. I do plan on sitting on the kind of third rock from where I am, like the one that's after my tripod where my camera's pointing to. I'm using a Tamron 17-35. It's what I usually use for my self-portraits, only because I like having a really kind of, I guess, wide sense. I don't know how to describe it. I like having a lot of the environment in my photos, and I like being very small in my photos and kind of having a lot of negative space around me. But I feel like I'm not going to really get a lot of negative space, only because I'm much closer than I usually am and I'm going to be positioned to take up more of the frame. But yeah, this is kind of my setup right now. I kind of regret not coming out earlier because there is still like a little bit of fog kind of left over and lingering on the top of the water, which I think is super pretty. But I'll probably be awake at this time tomorrow as well because my sleep schedule is like all over the place. But yeah, I'll probably come back here tomorrow. I'm kind of feeling like really inspired lately and kind of on a roll with things that I've been shooting. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to give a really quick update as to kind of my plans and my thought process behind it. A lot of my self-portraits they don't really have like a lot of thought to them, and I feel like some people may think that's bad because a lot of people are like, oh no, I like having well thought out shoots and concepts and whatever planned, and it can be fine, but I just do it to relax and I want to have fun with it, and sometimes that means not thinking about things too much and just kind of going with the flow. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. But yeah, I'm a little worried that I'm gonna come off sounding like a total hippie when I say this, but I think like one of the main reasons that I really like shooting like naked out in nature is just kind of how close I feel with like nature and like really away from society. Not to get too deep or too like personal about it, but like I've always been like a really socially awkward kid, and like I've always felt really like disconnected from a lot of people. And at first when I started modeling and doing photography and like I tried putting myself into the community like a lot, and I really wanted to like talk to other artists because like, hey, we have a common interest, we both enjoy something. And I thought that I would find that kind of sense of like community or like a home or whatever that like you hear about in movies or some shit like that. But I didn't, and I started realizing that the reason why is because there's still people, like even artists that I look up to, they're just regular people who do art, and like it's great. And I don't know, someone literally just said that they're people who do art and just do it, and it really changed my perspective of things, and it made me really understand that like I put a lot of myself, like I define myself as an artist, and I kind of put myself identity, I guess, into like my work. And I still do that a lot even after thinking of this, but it made me realize that not everyone else does, and I think it kind of made it more therapeutic for me just because I can be alone and be by myself and like just appreciate things around me. Like there are a lot of frogs and like tadpoles because it's spring and like everything's in bloom and starting to like grow and not be dead. But I don't know, it was just kind of a little thing. it just makes me feel comfortable because I don't have anyone around to judge me on my body. Like, I don't have like the flattest of abs or whatever. I'm a little squishy, a little jiggly and whatever, but I feel just comfortable because there's no one around, and it's like very pretty and peaceful despite the fucking highway being right behind me. But I hope that makes some sense. And I don't know, I get questions usually from people in my personal life why it has to be nude and stuff like that, and I think that's one of the main things, is that it just really helps me just, yeah. Now, and it's about 7 o'clock, 7:30. Sometimes I like linger a little too much and just kind of like, I guess stall, it would be the correct word for it. If I'm by myself, sometimes I just sit here, I set up my camera and I get naked and just like sit there for a while. Just appreciate things around me. I don't know how weird that sounds, but yeah, if I'm by myself, I don't try to rush anything, just kind of try to let things go. And sometimes it just involves sitting around and feeling comfortable and nice. Again, not to sound like a hippie, but I feel like I sound like a hippie, and I kind of am one, not gonna lie. But yeah, it's a little too bright to shoot right now. The sun's like a little too high. Try taking some pictures with the sun like this, but it's just like too bright, too many shadows. But I did get some good ones, not many, but, or I didn't take many. I like most of them, but yeah, I'm happy with what I got, and just gonna go enjoy the rest of my time here.